Hi.
Hi.
So in this video we're going to review our experiences using trusted house sitters.
Yeah.
We had a lot of questions about how we did our dog sits and house sits, so we thought we'd try and address them all in this episode.
Yeah, so we use a site, as Dave said, called Trusted House Sitters. You have to sign up and pay about £100 for the year, and the hosts, so the people that advertise their homes, also have to do the same. Everyone has to be verified and put in details and stuff, and then you make your own profile, and then you can see and have access to all the house sits that there are, and there are thousands, and there are loads in the UK, loads worldwide. We'd heard about house sitting as an option for helping with like budget travel ages ago, but we'd never really tried it, and then the pandemic was there, so it wasn't really something that we could try.
Yeah, in kind of our previous travels we'd done quite a bit of couch surfing, which is kind of similar in a sense of you kind of rely on, you know, people-to-people interaction, but we wanted to try something different, and couch surfing unfortunately has kind of changed. It's not what it was. Yeah, Alex showed me this website and kind of these options, so we looked into it and we decided we'd go for it.
Yeah, so basically you apply for house sits that come up. You can see like what sort of animals you're going to look after, what the house is like, the location. You can search by the time frame. So for us, we searched by the time that we were going to be in Europe. We didn't have specifically places that we wanted to go, just ones that fit in with the time frame and like where we could actually travel to on the bike. So in the end, we ended up with 4 house sits. One was like our first kind of major accommodation over there, wasn't it?
Yeah,
so we spent 2 weeks in Berlin looking after a rescue dog called Bruno. And then we did another one in Stockholm with a little dog called Lupita, who walked absolutely everywhere with us. And then we had a good 2 weeks in Capo Andalso in the Netherlands with Riley, who was a golden Labrador, plus a whole other menagerie of animals.
Yeah, 3 cats, 4 guinea pigs, and a bunch of fish. Well, that's kind of one interesting thing. It's not always dogs, so house sitters can put up basically any pets that they have. So, you know, if they had a pony and they felt you were comfortable like looking after a pony, it could be that. We've had obviously experience with both cats and dogs. I have experience in reptiles, as well as you've also experienced in kind of rodents like you know, rabbits and guinea pigs. So we kind of cover quite a lot of bases.
Yeah, and then our last one was also in the Netherlands just for a few days with another dog called Notch and a cat called Curtis. Basically, we applied for those, and we applied for some others as well that we didn't get, and then the host will respond back to you. Some respond immediately and they don't need any other information, they're just quite happy that some people have applied. A lot of them though we have had video calls with, so that they can kind of get a sense of who you are and you can kind of get a sense of who they are as well, which usually works quite well.
And it goes both ways. This person's obviously giving you their pet as well as their home. So they want to feel confident that, you know, you're going to be responsible for both those things, but we also want to kind of acknowledge that this is a real person, this is what we're kind of signing up for, and just to see if you kind of get on with sensibilities of each other.
For most of the house sits, we did a handover with the hosts, so they were often there and would meet us and then spend a few hours like going through things where things were in the house, kind of what the animals like to eat, where they like to walk, things like that. One we did virtually over WhatsApp, and then she left us like keys in a certain place, and then we met her afterwards. It definitely works better if you can do a handover, we've found. It's just a bit nicer for us and for the animals as well.
Yeah, like luckily, the dog we looked after where it was a virtual, you know, he was fine. A bit dubious to start with, but as soon as you like, you know, gave him a pat on the head, he was fine. But it's kind of, a lot of the people we did it with, it was one of their kind of, you know, fairly first kind of experiences with it as well, so everyone's kind of learning as they go along. And for them it must be just as daunting, you know, handing over these keys to both your house and kind of, you know, the metaphorical keys to your dog. It's a fairly intense thing, so we want to try and do everything, help, you know, make them relax. We obviously kept in contact, we provided with photos, which is, you know, easy for us to do because when you're out taking a dog, like for a long walk, it's nice to take a picture of the dog.
Yeah.
And it also shows that we are looking after the dogs to the best of our abilities. Essentially, the way we kind of treated it was not free accommodation, it's you're looking after a dog and giving the dog a holiday. It just so happens that you're doing it in the dog's accommodation.
Yeah. It does work really well as a way of having free accommodation though, especially if you obviously really like animals, because for us we can't have a dog because we want to go travelling, so it's a way where we got to stay in some really local cool places that we would never have been to if we weren't staying there.
No.
You get to see a bit more of like the normal side of life in places, use public transport a bit more, and quite often the hosts will tell you like local places to go and visit. Like in Stockholm there was so much nature around us that we wouldn't have known was there, and they gave us lots of recommendations for things. So it was definitely one of the best bits of our trip was house sitting.
Yeah, in terms of whether we're going to continue doing it, we both think it's well worth doing, and for the kind of monetary cost that it costs you, that's a night or two's accommodation somewhere. So we actually do have one more kind of lined up next month, which we're both looking forward to.
Yeah, so it's not just in the UK and Europe, it's worldwide as well. So there's not as many that come up in like Asia and things, but they are there. And if you are flexible with when you can go or where you want to go.
Because that's the other thing, is the length of time. Is some are looking for a long weekend, other ones are looking for 2 months, 3 months. So yeah, your flexibility could really help, you know, get yourself into a new one.
Yeah, but it's been really good. Yeah, if you're interested in house sitting, please check out our referral code below. It'll give us a couple of free months with it, and it'll also give you a discount.
Yeah, I'll put it up on screen as well.
Same as if you are looking for people to come and look after your animals when you're on holiday, you can join from that side of it as well.
Yeah,
it's a really good platform.
It's really good. We've had really great experiences with it. And we look forward to seeing what we else do with it, really. Right? Yeah. In the next video, we're going to actually talk about what we're doing next.
Yeah.